Kim Klement, February 18, 2019, Tampa, Florida, USA. New York Yankees relief pitcher Dellin Betances, 68, throws to first base during spring training at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Mandatory credit, Butch Dill-USA TODAY Sports. Butch Dill, the Yankees were supposed to ride the strength of their bullpen to mini victories this season, but instead it is coughing up leads on a regular basis. With right-handed reliever Dellin Betances on the injured list, the Yankees' pen has been somewhat porous, creating some short-term issues and, worse, setting the stage for potentially long-term effects. Obvious shortcomings. April 3, 2019, Bronx, NY, USA. New York Yankees pitcher Jonathan Loaisiga delivers a pitch during the first inning against the Detroit Tigers at Yankee Stadium. Mandatory credit, Gregory J. Fisher, USA Today Sports. Gregory Fisher. In need of a fresh arm after Tuesday's loss to the Astros, the Yankees optioned RHP Jonathan Loaisiga to AAA Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and called up RHP Joe Harvey to replace him. Harvey, 27, has tossed 2.1 scoreless innings this season for AAA. He posted a 1.67 ERA and 0.99 WHIP with 68 strikeouts in 59.1 innings, 43 games. Last season, split between AA Trenton and AAA. Luis Severino. John Harper, SNY.TV. Twitter. Brian Cashman has been talking up Domingo German, Jonathan Loaisiga, and Luis Cessa collectively as the under-the-radar cure for everything that ails the Yankees' pitching plans. Well, now we'll find out whether he really believes that. Is the Yankee GM already plotting a way to trade for Madison Bumgarner? Clint Frazier, 77, mandatory credit, Kim Klement, USA Today Sports. Kim Klement. Clint Frazier had a rough day in the field for the Yankees in a 6-3 loss Tuesday night, on two separate occasions, once in the second inning and again in the seventh inning. The left fielder dove for two balls hit at him, but could not come up either one. Both were instances in which it was the first base runner of the inning, and both eventually came around to SCO. April 9, 2019, Houston, Texas, USA. New York Yankees relief pitcher Chad Green, 57, hands the ball to manager Aaron Boone, 17, during a pitching change in the 8th inning against the Houston Astros at Minute Maid Park. Mandatory credit, Troy Tormina, USA Today Sports. Troy Tormina. Chris Carelli, SNY TV. Twitter. About me. Archives. The Yankees suffer a second straight late-inning loss to the Astros, 6-3, at Minute Maid Ballpark. 5 takeaways from Tuesday's game. 1. Rookie right-hander Jonathan Loaisiga looked great in the first inning, striking out the Astros in order. From there it was a bit of a different story, but not all of Loaisiga's doing as his defense didn't make things any easier. Loaisiga tossed just 3 innings, allowing 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks while striking out 5 batters. This was likely Loaisiga's final start with a big league club for a while, with CC Sabathia due back from the injured list by the time the spot comes back through the rotation. April 9, 2019, Houston, Texas, USA. New York Yankees starting pitcher Jonathan Loaisiga, 38, reacts after a strikeout during the first inning against the Houston Astros at Minute Maid Park. Mandatory credit, Troy Tormina, USA Today Sports. Troy Tormina. The Yankees announced that they have optioned Jonathan Loaisiga to AAA Scranton, Wilkes-Barre following their 6-3 loss to the Astros on Tuesday. A corresponding move will come before Wednesday's game. Loaisiga tossed just 3 innings but kept things from escalating, allowing just 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 walks while striking out 5. Luis Severino has injured lot. 0 hours 1 minute and 18 seconds. New York Yankees were dealt another blow with Luis Severino diagnosed with a strained glute muscle. Sweeney Moorty goes through their options. The Yankees received bad news on RHP Luis Severino, as an MRI revealed a grade 2 lot strain, according to multiple reports. Severino will be shut down for 6 weeks. Severino was sent to New York on Monday after feeling some discomfort in his shoulder, manager Aaron Boone told reporters on Monday. The 25-year-old was out of the Yankees' rotation due to rotator cuff inflammation that occurred down in spring training. However, this is a new injury. This is not what the Yankees wanted to see, especially coming from a starter who signed a $40 million extension back in February. Boone noted earlier this month that he was optimistic Severino would be able to move forward with his recovery to make it back into the rotation. Now, it's unknown exactly when that is going to happen again. March 23, 2019, Tampa, Florida, USA, New York Yankees third baseman Miguel Andujar, 41, prior to the game against the Toronto Blue Jays at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Mandatory credit, Klement, USA Today Sports. Klement, Miguel Andujar is going to test out his shoulder on Wednesday, the Yankees' third baseman told reporters before Tuesday's game against the Astros that he plans to throw for the first time since being placed on the 10-day injured list with a small shoulder tear. Andujar said he has been feeling better and is excited to test it out and see where things stand. April 3, 2019, Bronx, NY, USA, New York Yankees pitcher Jonathan Loaisiga delivers a pitch during the first inning against the Detroit Tigers at Yankee Stadium. Mandatory credit, Gregory J. Fisher, USA Today Sports. Gregory Fisher, the Yankees will look to get back above .500 with a win over the Astros on Tuesday after they dropped the series opener Monday at 8:10 p.m. Yankees notes DJ LeMahieu has 2 hits in 12 at-bats against Houston starter Jarrett Cola from their time in the National League together. He enters the game with the American League's second-highest batting average, .406. Brett Gardner is 1 for 2 off Cole with a triple. Click here to follow via SNY Game Day, September 21, 2018, St. Louis, Mo, USA, San Francisco Giants starting pitcher Madison Bumgarner, 40, pitches during the first inning against the St. Louis Cardinals at Busch Stadium. Mandatory credit, Jeff Curry, USA Today Sports. Jeff Curry, the Yankees gave a troubling update on injured ace Luis Severino on Monday, with manager Aaron Boone saying Severino didn't feel right while long tossing and has been sent back to New York for a second MRI. Severino, whose first MRI revealed right rotator cuff inflammation but no structural damage, was not expected to return until May. Now, that timeline will almost certainly be pushed back. If the Yankees get good news after the MRI, Severino will likely be cleared to resume his throwing program. If they get bad news, it'll be a different story. Either way, it's fair to believe the Yankees should be looking to bolster their rotation with the uncertainty surrounding Severino. Here are 5 options, though only one might be available immediately. Last September, the Yankees finalized their plans to commemorate the Stonewall Uprising, a seminal event in the history of LGBTQ rights. On Tuesday, the team formally announced the details. The Yankees Stonewall Scholars Initiative, which the team unveiled in September, will award a $10,000 scholarship to give graduating high school seniors from each of New York's 5 boroughs for the students to fulfill their educational and career goals. At Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, a panel consisting of representatives from the New York City Department of Education, Stonewall Inn and New York Yankees Foundation will begin narrowing the application pool from 25 from each borough. New York Yankees starting pitcher Masahiro Tanaka pitches against the Houston Astros in the first inning at Minute Maid Park. Thomas Shea, USA Today Sports. Yankees RHP Masahiro Tanaka agreed with manager Aaron Boone's decision to take him out and go to the bullpen with a 2-run lead despite having thrown only 78 pitches through 6 innings. "I think that was the right timing," Tanaka told reporters through an interpreter after Zach Britton and Adam Ottavino combined to allow 3 runs, 4 hits and 2 walks in 2 innings as the Yankees lost to the Astros 4-3 at Minute Maid Park. New York Yankees starting pitcher Masahiro Tanaka is joined on the mound by teammates against the Houston Astros in the 6th inning at Minute Maid Park. Thomas Shea, USA Today Sports. Chris Carelli, SNY TV Twitter. About me. Archives. The Yankees launched 7 home runs, beating the Orioles 15-3 at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Greater than box score. 5 things to know about Monday's game. 1. Domingo German was in control from the outset of this game, after allowing 5 walks in his first outing, in which he didn't allow a base hit until a 1-out single in the 6th inning. German's final line 6IP, 2H, 2R, 2BB and 3K, is one which will make it easy for the Yankees to keep him in the rotation while Luis Severino remains on the injured list. Luis Severino suffers setback 0 hours 1 minute and 34 seconds. New York Yankees Luis Severino is headed to NY to get a new MRI on his injured shoulder. This is a big blow to a depleted Yankees rotation. Yankees RHP Luis Severino will undergo an MRI on his shoulder after feeling discomfort, manager Aaron Boone told reporters on Monday. Severino, who has yet to pitch this season due to rotator cuff inflammation, has been dealing with the injury since March 5. GM Brian Cashman said last month that Severino would return sometime in May as a best-case scenario. March 28, 2019, Bronx, NY, USA, New York Yankees starting pitcher Masahiro Tanaka, 19, pitches against the Baltimore Orioles during the second inning at Yankee Stadium. Mandatory credit, Brad Penner USA Today Sports. Brad Penner, the Yankees, coming off a 3-game sweep of the Orioles, head to Houston for a 3-game series against AL West powerhouse Astros starting on Monday at 7:10 p.m. Yankees notes Gary Sanchez is hitting cleanup on Monday fresh off his 3-home run game against the Orioles. He has 6 home runs this season which are tied for the AL lead. DJ LeMahieu is 12 for 28.429, which is the 6th best average in the majors between players with at least 20 at-bats. Greg Bird gets the start at first on Monday. He is 1 for 3 against Justin Verlander with the lone hit being a home run. Click here to follow VASNY Gameday. New York Yankees outfielder Estevan Florial during the Arizona Fall League All-Star Game at Surprise Stadium. Mark J. Robles, USA Today Sports. Chris Carelli, SNY, TV Twitter. About Me, archives every Monday. We'll be taking a look at how the Yankees' top prospects, their MLB.com Yankees top 10 rankings are in parentheses, are faring. Estevan Florial, of Double-A Trenton, number 1, ETA 2021. Florial, 21, despite missing a majority of the 2018 season, sits atop the Yankees' prospect rankings. He continues to ride the upside his 5-tool ability, though he is getting to the stage where the results on the field will begin to matter more. July 16, 2015, Toronto, Ontario, Cuba shortstop Yorbis Baroto, 35, is congratulated by manager Roger Machado, 61, after hitting a 2-run home run in the 8th inning against Nicaragua during the 2015 Pan Am Games at Ajax Pan Am Ballpark. Mandatory credit, Tom Scherbowski USA Today Sports. Tom Scherbowski. The Donald Trump administration is seeking to overturn a Barack Obama-era deal between Major League Baseball and Cuba, the result of which would lead to it becoming harder for Cuban players to come play in the United States, according to NBC News. Anytime you are talking about baseball and politics, it's a very sensitive subject. But I just feel bad for those young ball players, who are probably not going to have the same chance to play here, Yankees closer Aroldis Chapman said through an interpreter, according to the New York Daily News. Christy Ackert. It's definitely difficult for a lot of Cuban players playing at this level here in the States. The way we got here was tough, to say the least. New York Yankees starting pitcher Domingo German delivers a pitch during the first inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Tommy Guillen, USA Today Sports. Yankees RHP Domingo German threw 6 strong innings, taking a no-hitter into the 6th inning in Sunday's 15-3 victory over the Orioles at Camden Yards. The key today was to mix my pitches and be unpredictable out there, try to use my changeup in a way that they weren't expecting it, German said, according to MLB.com's Brian Hoke. That's something I worked on in between starts. It worked out very well for me today. New York Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez hits a 2-run home run in the 8th inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Tommy Guillen, USA Today Sports. Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez needed 92 at-bats in 21 games last season to hit 6 home runs. He needed 60 fewer at-bats this season. Sanchez hit 3 home runs in Sunday's 15-3 win over the Orioles to move into a tie with the Dodgers' Cody Bellinger for the MLB lead and take sole possession of the American League lead. April 7, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. New York Yankees left fielder Clint Frazier, 77, celebrates with third baseman Gio Urshela, 29, after his second-inning solo home run against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Tommy Gilligan, USA Today Sports. Tommy Gilligan, Chris Carelli, SNY, TV, Twitter. About me, archives. The Yankees launched 7 home runs, beating the Orioles, 15-3, at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Greater than box score. 5 things to know about Sunday's game. 1. Domingo German was in control from the outset of this game, after allowing 5 walks in his first outing, in which he didn't allow a base hit until a 1-out single in the 6th inning. German's final line 6 IP, 2H, 2R, 2BB and 3K, is one which will make it easy for the Yankees to keep him in the rotation while Luis Severino remains on the injured list. April 7, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. New York Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez, 24, hits a 2-run home run during the 3rd inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Tommy Gilligan, USA Today Sports. Tommy Gilligan, Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez had already shown off his power in the young season. On Sunday against the Orioles, though, he took it to another level, drilling 3 home runs and plating 6 runs in 3 swings. Gary Sanchez has become the American League home run leader. pic.twitter.com/HLGJ44DVDF February 17, 2019, Tampa, Florida, USA. New York Yankees starting pitcher Luis Severino, 40, throws during spring training at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Mandatory credit, Butch Dill-USA Today Sports. Butch Dill, injured Yankees ace Luis Severino, who is progressing in a deliberate way as he works his way back from rotator cuff inflammation, is still not ready to throw from the mound, manager Aaron Boone said Sunday, according to The Athletic's Lindsey Adler. Adler noted that the Yankees will let Severino decide when he's ready to progress to throwing from the mound. Boone said earlier this month that he is optimistic Severino will take the next step soon, with that step being graduating from a long tossing to the next phase of rehab. Severino took his first big step toward a return on March 20, when he threw on flat ground. March 6, 2019, Tampa, Florida, USA. New York Yankees left fielder Clint Frazier, 77, smiles as he works out, prior to the game against the St. Louis Cardinals at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Mandatory credit, Klement, USA Today Sports. Klement, the Yankees go for a 3-game sweep of the Orioles on Sunday at 1:05 p.m. Yankees notes in an American League where many expected contenders are struggling, the Red Sox are 2-8, the Astros are 4-5, the Yankees' 6-run differential is the 4th best. The Yanks enter the day 1.5 games behind the Rays for first place in the AL East. Click here to follow via SNY Game Day April 6, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. New York Yankees right fielder Aaron Judge, 99, hits a 2-run home run during the 3rd inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Tommy Gilligan, USA Today Sports. Tommy Gilligan, Chris Carelli, SNY, TV, Twitter. About me, archives. The Yankees beat the Orioles, 6-4, at Oriole Park at Camden Yards on Saturday night. Greater than box score. 5 things to know about Saturday's game. 1. Trying to make up for a poor first start of the season, J.A. Have hurled just 4.1 innings of 2-run ball. Have allowed 5 hits, walked 2 and struck out 5. He got stronger as the game moved along, only having trouble with Trey Mancini, homer and a double, along the way. Unfortunately, that was enough for Yankees manager Aaron Boone to remove the left-hander when Mancini stepped to the plate for the 3rd time in the 5th inning. Happ is being relied on to log innings and he has failed to do so thus far this season. New York Yankees right fielder Aaron Judge runs to first base after hitting a 2-run single against the Baltimore Orioles during the 4th inning at Yankee Stadium. Vincent Carcietta, USA Today Sports. Through the first 7 games of the new season, a few Yankees launched their first homers over the fence. But the team's most prolific power hitter in Aaron Judge didn't collect one despite collecting some hits early on, that is until Saturday night. In his first at-bat against Dylan Bundy, Judge went to deep center field to tack on his first of many homers to come this season. April 4, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. New York Yankees shortstop Gleyber Torres, 25, is greeted by base coach Phil Nevin, 88, while rounding the bases after hitting solo home run against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Mitch Stringer, USA Today Sports. Mitch Stringer. The Yankees look to beat the Orioles again on Saturday at 7:05 p.m. Yankees game notes. Though James Paxton got off to a bad start, the Yankees offense picked up the slack. Gleyber Torres became the youngest player in Yankees history to go 4 for 4 or better since Derek Jeter, and was the 4th youngest player to have 4 hits and 4 RBI in a game since 1920. He went 4 for 4 with 2 homers. Gary Sanchez also went deep on Thursday, moving his home runs to 3 on the early season. Luke Voit broke out of a slump with a 3-run homer to extend the Yankees' lead to 8 as well. March 28, 2019, Seattle, Washington, USA. Boston Red Sox starting pitcher Chris Sale, 41, walks back to the mound after surrendering a 2-run home run to Seattle Mariners shortstop Tim Beckham. Background, during the 3rd inning at T-Mobile Park. Mandatory credit, Joe Nicholson, USA Today Sports. Joe Nicholson, John Harper, SNY.TV, Twitter. A week into the season, the Yankees are decimated by injuries, not hitting much, and their intimidating closer doesn't look quite so intimidating. Yet, compared to the Red Sox, they're having the March, April of their dreams. February 21, 2019, Tampa, Florida, USA. New York Yankees infielder Giovanni Urshela, 70, poses for a photo on photo day at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Mandatory credit, Kim Klement, USA Today Sports. Kim Klement. Before taking on the Orioles on Saturday night, the Yankees selected INF Giovanni Urshela from AAA Scranton, Wilkes-Barre and signed him to a major league deal. The team announced Urshela was signed to a minor league deal by the Yankees, and invited to spring training down in Tampa where he saw some success. He slashed .321, .345, .679, with 2 homers, 4 doubles and 3 RBI over 11 games. The 27-year-old is no stranger to the AL East, playing for the Blue Jays last season. Hit .233, .283, .326 with 1 homer and 3 RBI over 19 games with Toronto. March 30, 2019, Bronx, NY, USA. New York Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez, 24, hits a single during the 8th inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Yankee Stadium. Mandatory credit, Gregory J. Fisher, USA Today Sports. Gregory Fisher. Coming into the new year, Yankees see Gary Sanchez has the goal of proving last season was an enigma. So far, things are trending in the right direction for the Kraken. Over the first 7 games of the season, Sanchez has had his woes like the rest of these Yankees. He already has 4 throwing errors from behind the plate, an area of his defensive game that was never a question. But he also made a nice snap throw down to first on Thursday to pick off the overeager Rio Ruiz after a nice block on a slider. Though the glove needs improvement, Yankees fans are more concerned about Sanchez showing more production in the batter's box this season. In 2018, he hit a ghastly .186, .291, .406 with 18 homers and 53 RBI in 89 games as he couldn't find his groove all season. March 18, 2019, Tokyo, Japan. Oakland Athletics third baseman Cliff Pennington, 15, throws the ball on the run to first base during the 8th inning against the Nippon Ham Fighters at Tokyo Dome. Mandatory credit, Darren Yamashita, USA Today Sports. Darren Yamashita. The Yankees, desperate for depth, signed utility infielder Cliff Pennington to a minor league deal on Thursday. The team announced on Friday. Pennington, 34, spent the full spring training with the Oakland A's but was cut after they opened the season in Tokyo. The 11-year veteran is primarily a shortstop but can play second and third base, too, and also has some experience in the outfield. He played just 16 games last year with the Cincinnati Reds. March 31, 2019, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. Philadelphia Phillies right fielder Bryce Harper, 3, reacts as he crosses home plate in front of Atlanta Braves catcher Brian McCann, 16, after hitting a home run during the 7th inning at Citizens Bank Park. Mandatory credit, Bill Striker, USA Today Sports. Bill Striker, having played the rebuilding Orioles and Tigers to start the season, the Yankees might have believed to be much better than 3-4 at the moment. Injuries are part of the issue, some of which should have been expected, but performance has not lived up to expectations in some cases. There are 155 games left in the season, but it's difficult to avoid wondering if the current feeling about the club would be different had they made some different decisions this offseason, including a stronger pursuit of Patrick Corbin. New York Yankees second baseman Gleyber Torres scores a run on a hit by third baseman DJ LeMahieu against the Baltimore Orioles during the 4th inning at Yankee Stadium. Gregory Fisher, USA Today Sports. Andy Martino, SNY.TV, Twitter. As the week dragged on and the carnage mounted, it was easy to look around the field during a Yankees game and lament all the key players who were missing. Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Hicks, Miguel Andujar, Luis Severino, Dellin Betances, not to mention the injured Yankee of 2019, Didi Gregorius. Those stars are missed terribly, and the loss of Troy Tulowitzki so early in his comeback doesn't help, either. But it's also easy to forget that several highly talented players remain on the field and must now step up to save the Yankees' season. Last year's rookie sensation, Gleyber Torres, is not least among them. New York Yankees shortstop Gleyber Torres rounds the bases after hitting a solo home run against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mitch Stringer, USA Today Sports, with his 2 home runs sparking a Yankees rally in Thursday's 8-4 win over the Orioles. Gleyber Torres joined Yankees lore. Writes ESPN's Coley Harvey, Torres became the youngest player in franchise history to go 4 for 4 or better since Derek Jeter, and became the 4th youngest player to have 4 hits and 4 RBIs in a game since 1920. The only Yankees who were younger, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle and Lou Gehrig. Gleyber Day. It was impressive, outfielder Aaron Judge said, according to Harvey. He came up big in certain situations where we needed someone to come up with a big hit for us. He was the catalyst of this win for us. April 4, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. New York Yankees shortstop Gleyber Torres, 25, is greeted by base coach Phil Nevin, 88, while rounding the bases after hitting solo home run against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Mitch Stringer, USA Today Sports. Mitch Stringer, Chris Carelli, SNY.TV, Twitter. About me, archives. The Yankees beat the Orioles, 8-4, at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, spoiling Baltimore's home opener. Greater than box score. 6 things to know about Thursday's game. New York Yankees player Troy Tulowitzki running in from the field during the 8th inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Yankee Stadium. Gregory Fisher, USA Today Sports. Yankees shortstop Troy Tulowitzki is hopeful his calf injury won't keep him off the field for an extended period of time. Tulowitzki, who suffered a grade 1 left calf strain in Wednesday's game against the Tigers, was placed on the 10-day injured list.